Okay, for today's task a day, we're going to be looking at Google Sheets. So for our task today, we have a pre-made sheet that we're going to make a copy of. So we're going to click on our sheet, and it's going to prompt us to make a copy. From that copy, I have some data, and I'm asked to do a couple of things with that data. First, it's notable that our data has a header row. That's going to be important when we start our sort. So I'm going to highlight the data that we would like to sort. I'm going to come up to data, and we're going to sort that range. We want to click that data has a header row. That way we get to see those titles up at the top. And we want to sort our data in relationship to the size. We also want to sort from largest to smallest. So we're actually going to select Z to A. Click sort. And now our data is arranged from largest on the top and smallest on the bottom. The next thing we want to do is apply conditional formatting. So again, we're going to be looking at this size column, and we're going to make 3 separate ranges to sort and assign some colors. So I'm going to highlight those range of numbers that I want to conditional format, and I right-clicked and select conditional formatting. And there's 3 different things that we want to do here. First, we're going to select everything that is below 44,999. So I'm going to use my formatting rules, and I want less than 44,999. And you can see that it's just assigning that color to those numbers. And for those, I'm going to click this kind of muted red. I'm going to click done. There's my first range for conditional formatting. Next, I want to format between 45,000 and 70,000. So I'm going to add another rule. I'm going to come to formatting rules, and I want to find is between, and I'm going to put 2 values in here. Pardon the dog. So 45,000 to 70,000. And this time I can see that populate in green. I'm going to choose a muted yellow and then click done. And my last rule is going to be everything above 70,000. So we'll say greater than 70,000, and we'll leave that color as green. Next up for today is we want to add an average for our population. So I'm going to click in the box just at the bottom of population. I'm going to get rid of my conditional formatting there. So click into the cell at the very bottom of that population column, and I'm going to click equals and average. And then I'm going to select, this is a little bit in the way, I'm going to select the range that I would like it to average. So I'm just going to select my cells, drag through those cells, and close my parentheses, and it automatically calculates an average. The last thing I'm going to show you how to do is insert a couple of different graphs. So I'm going to use both sets of data. You could have chosen one or the other. For population, I'm going to highlight both my state names and their population. I'm going to come up to the Insert Chart button up top, and Google's going to make a suggestion. I don't think that looks super cool for what I need, so I'm going to select a bar graph, or perhaps a different little style there would be nice. So if you notice up on the top, this doesn't tell me a whole lot about my data. So I'm going to rename that. I'm going to say population by state. So there's a simple way to put in a graph about population. In a similar way, I'm going to highlight my state names. This just helps tell Google what you want it to label. And I'm going to hit my control button on my keyboard, and I'm going to select my size of those states. And same thing, I'm going to come up to that Insert Chart button. It's going to make a suggestion. Again, I'm going to change that suggestion just because I can. And I can customize some things. I clicked in here last time, but if you go into the Customize section, you also have a part in here for chart title, excuse me. So size versus, I don't want that, I want size by state. and then it adjusts over here. So a couple different ways to make some of those labeling things happen on your graphs. And I can drag that to wherever I want, or if I come up to the top, click my three dots, I can say move to own sheet, and you'll see that chart spread out on essentially its own piece of paper. I'll come back to my original. I'm going to click my three dots, move that one to its own sheet as well. So I have data on sheet 1. I've got chart 2, which is my population by state, and chart 1, which is my size by state.